Getting set here at Camden Yards for the second game of the doubleheader, with the White Sox winning the first one 3-2. The Orioles go 6-8 now in one-run ball games. The Orioles' first doubleheader of the year. And for the Orioles, got to find a way to make contact, Mike Bordick, because in that first ball game, the strikeouts, 16 of them for the Orioles.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Chris Sale on top of his game. He's been getting better and better as the season has gone on. He had some setbacks in spring training with a fractured foot. But boy, was he on his game today. 120 pitches. They took him out in the 8th inning. Steve Stone said they took him out in the 8th so he could start the second game of this doubleheader. That's
like
how good he was. Yeah, he was nasty. So the Orioles have to do something. Put the ball in play. Put some pressure on this defense. Put some pressure on the opposing pitcher. They're pitching a rookie. First game, Major League appearance here for Chris Beck for the White Sox.
Major League debut. And for the Orioles, they'll send another 25-year-old right-hander. Mike Wright will be out there. We'll be back. Game 2 from Camden Yards coming up. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com and by your local Mercedes dealership. A few more clouds here at Camden Yards, then we head for the beginning of Game 1, but still a summer day for baseball. Take a look at our BGE home game time temperature. It's going to be 87 degrees, partly cloudy skies. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? Here's the starting lineup for the White Sox. They'll go with Eaton, Cabrera, and Abreu. LaRoche, Beckham, Gillespie did not play Game 1. Neither did Soto. Shuck did. Bonifacio just came on as a pinch runner. Game 1 for LaRoche was a good one.
And you see Mike Wright getting ready for his third major league start. He has been phenomenal in his first two, not allowing an earned run and getting deep into ball games. 7 innings pitched and 7 in a third. And he looks like he is eager to take the mound. Take a look at Mike Wright's pitch arsenal this season. 71% fastballs. He does have a two-seam fastball that'll throw in the low 90s, but he can rush it up there in the mid 90s with a four-seamer. Has a little cut. Maybe he pushes it the outside corner. A little slider and a change as well. Nothing on the board for earned run average. 14 and a third in his 2 starts. He's given up just 7 hits, 10 punch outs, and 3 walks. So command has been there for Mike Wright. Opponents hitting just 146. Lefties up to 250, but the righties just a 71 batting average. Mike Wright, another one of these Orioles that was signed by the Orioles and developed in the Orioles system. Climbed that ladder and gets an opportunity. Had a great spring training and started his AAA year off very well. Gets the opportunity, and he is capitalizing on it right now.
So the Orioles here in this doubleheader, two young 25-year-old right-handers. Tyler Wilson, who took the loss in game one but gave up only 2 runs on 5 hits in 6 innings pitched in that ball game, was outstanding. And Wright and Wilson, both considered to be future members of the Orioles rotation in a future that may not be too far away. So an opportunity for them this year. It's more than getting your feet wet, because they're pitching in important ball games here in the beginning of the second quarter of the season.
Oh yeah, well, very, very important ball games. I mean, they're thrown right into the fire at the major league level. Everything is under the microscope. Let's take a look at that defense behind Mike Wright. Lowe, Jones, and Snyder in the outfield. Hardy and Flaherty up the middle. Machado and Davis on the corner. Steve Clevenger recently called up. He was raking in AAA Norfolk. He is behind the plate today. He has certainly caught Mike Wright in the past. Worked on his defensive skills and looks really good. We'll talk about getting the extra bat up here. Steve Clevenger has been swinging it.
Clevenger's debut for the Orioles this year. He played 35 games with the Orioles last season, hitting .225, 8 doubles, a triple, 8 RBIs last year in those ball games. Steve just recalled from AAA and makes his first appearance at the major league level this year. So Wright is ready to go. A little bit of a breeze blowing from right to left to start the ball game. First ball game, White Sox 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Orioles 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. White Sox are now 10-6 in 1-run ball games. The Orioles 6-8. And we are underway. Wright gets it in there for a strike. Eaton is leading it off. Adam Eaton led off the first game of this doubleheader and ended up with a 1 for 3. Manny Machado in at third. Pitch will be taken inside, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So the Orioles looking for a split of this doubleheader. They're 21-24, 3 games off the pace. 1-1 delivery. White Sox picking up their 21st win of the year, 21-24, 6.5 games out for Robin Ventura's team. And again, Ventura and the White Sox, their offense, again, getting only 3 runs in a ball game. That's about where they've been this year. And of late, not getting over that 3-run mark. But hey, when you have the pitching performances they got in game 1, that's all they needed.
That's right. I mean, they'd love to put more runs up on the board, but a win's a win. And Chris Sale in the bullpen did the job.
Wright with a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Adam Eaton. Eaton will go after it down the line left field. David Lowe going back near the warning track. Lowe, and goodbye home run. Or did he get it? He caught it. He caught it. Still rounding the bases, Adam Eaton. No, he did not. It's gone. My bad. I thought he had pulled that ball in. He did not get it. He went up to the wall. Eaton leads the ball game off with a home run just out of the reach of Lowe in left field. That ball did carry.
Yeah, David Lowe had a long way to go. He is on his horse going after this, tracking it all the way, and leaps at the end. Well, it's the fan that comes down with it. Adam Eaton showing some opposite field power. Mike Wright supplying some of that with the 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, Adam Eaton starts the ball game out with just his 2nd home run of the year and his 6th RBI. And so there's the first run surrendered as Wright gives up the leadoff homer here in the ball game. That'll take care of the 0 ERA. Foul back by Cabrera. That ball just kept going. That may be a sign of how the ball is going to carry here in our second game of the doubleheader.
Yeah, he got up in the second deck area and just got pushed on that left field line.
Cabrera's had a 1 for 4 in the first game. That one will be fouled off the Oriole dugout. And an 0-2 count. So the Orioles find themselves behind the 8 ball and the first batter up for the White Sox here in game 2. Cabrera to be followed by Abreu. Melky 0-2. And the pitch there for a strike. He'll pick up the K.
That home run might have gotten him upset. A nasty slider for the second strike. And how about dotting a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the outside corner? Good fastball, located perfectly to get the first out.
So one away, and Abreu coming up. Abreu went hitless, 0 for 4 in the first game. Abreu played at first base. He's going to be the designated hitter here in the second game of the doubleheader. And Abreu will take it down low for a ball. Abreu and then LaRoche here in the first inning for the White Sox. White Sox not been hitting a lot of home runs this season of any kind. That's the other way, and that's a base hit. So Abreu is on with a single. 3 hitters up, and 2 have reached for the White Sox. Sox had only 6 homers in their last 13 games coming into this doubleheader. Picking up none in the first game, but 1 to open up game number 2. And here's Adam LaRoche. LaRoche, big first game, 3 for 4. He moves from the DH spot to play first base here in game 2.
Yeah, some nice at-bats from Adam LaRoche in that first game. Stayed within himself after he actually covered a couple baseballs, beat Adam Jones deep to center field for one of his doubles.
Davis playing in front of the runner at first base. An odd defensive alignment here because you have the shift on against LaRoche. And you've got Chris Davis moving in front of Abreu, holding the bag but off the bag.
That kind of gives him the opportunity to get back on a pickoff attempt if he wants, but give himself a little more room to cover some ground.
Inside corner caught on that one, and a 1-ball 1-strike count.
J.J. Hardy will be the pivot man on the double play attempt. To a ground ball to any other infielder but himself. Well, even himself will take it. So he is the pivot man.
1-1 delivery on the way. Check swing, he went around. Clint Fagan is the home plate umpire in the ball game today. He's the replacement umpire coming on the crew along with Ron Culpa. Actually, there are 2 different umpires, Fagan and Culpa. Carapazza was in the first game, and Larry Vanover, the crew chief. He's down at third base. These doubleheaders, you get umpire changes. One new umpire comes on. That was Fagan. And the pitch will be taken inside. A 1-ball 2-strike count. Fagan, if anything, historically, been more of a pitcher than hitter umpire, but not by a great deal. 2-ball 2-strike count. Outfield playing deep on LaRoche. He'll go the other way with it. Lowe's getting some running in. And that is a foul ball by just that much.
Well, there have been a lot of balls hit down that left field line from this White Sox offense, and left fielders kind of pushed over into that gap a little bit. Typically, Wayne Kirby has his outfielders shading the gaps. But, I don't know, you see 5 or 6 balls hit down that left field line. You might want to start anticipating a little bit more. Let Adam Jones cover the gaps.
LaRoche will take the slow walk back. Abreu on at first base. Eaton getting the home run to give the White Sox the early 1-0 lead in this game. And a 2-ball 2-strike count on this left-handed batter. They give him the line down in right field, play him in the gap. LaRoche will foul that one right back off the screen. This season for Wright at AAA, 6 starts for Norfolk, 3-0, 2.64 ERA, real good one. Orioles in this doubleheader are pitching 2 of the pitchers of the year for the last 2 years. Wright was the Jim Palmer minor league pitcher of the year in 2013. Another one back. Count stays 2-2. And Tyler Wilson was the minor league pitcher of the year for the Orioles last year. So you got 2 in a row here in this doubleheader.
Mike Wright really learned a lot, I think, from last year's experience in AAA Norfolk. Got off to a really slow start there. Second half of the season, turned it around, built his confidence up, and I think that's why he came into spring training and did so well for the Orioles, and really became one of the first guys mentioned when you're talking about bringing guys up from the minor leagues. Really proved himself. Didn't know for sure that he'd be thrown into the starting role. I think a lot of people thought that he'd be better out of the bullpen, but boy, he's showing he can maintain that velocity and stay consistent throughout a ball game.
2-2 delivery, ninth pitch of the at bat. He pulled that one down the line where they weren't playing him. It'll be a foul ball, but not by much. That was close. Right down by that fair pole, 318 feet away in that right field corner.
Now slider stayed up to LaRoche. You want to finish that off, get that down. If I were Mike Wright, I wouldn't even waste my time throwing that slider for a strike. Make it a waste pitch, bury it in the dirt. Those purple sliders can really hurt you. And Adam LaRoche just missed. Took one off the right field wall. Almost a home run.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Sale winning the game. First half of the doubleheader. Chris Sale 4-2 with a big performance. Timeout asked for. LaRoche may be playing a little cat and mouse game here with Wright. 2-ball, 2-strike count. 10th pitch of the at bat coming. Clevenger set up away. 2-2 delivery. It's there, but missed the strike zone, and the count goes 3-2. So we'll see whether the White Sox do what they did in game one, which is send runners in about every situation where you might think about it. They were moving people around. It resulted in their first run. They scored a run in the 6th inning on a walk to Eaton, who came in from first base on a Cabrera double because he took off. 3-2. Runner is going, and the ball fouled off the other way. So Abreu was in motion.
Now starting to push it a little bit more. This White Sox team has been struggling for runs, especially on the road. So why not try to add some spark to the offense, putting guys in motion, getting the defense to move a little bit, open up some more holes. Big shift on, but J.J. Hardy would have to cover, so open up a hole on the right side.
3-ball, 2-strike count. See if Abreu goes again here. He does not, and that ball in the air to center field. An Adam ball. Jones has got it, then there are 2 down. Take a look at our Maryland Life Casino inside the numbers on the road.
Yeah, talking about that road run differential, and there's the White Sox behind the Phillies at -38. Red Sox struggling as well on the road. Mets, Phillies leading the way. Now the White Sox have had some trouble over the last couple years. Since 2013, their overall record just 67-117 on the road. Second worst road record. So they have had some ongoing problems putting runs on the board on the road.
Down the first base line and just foul. They are 9-14 on the road this season. Orioles now at home are 13-10. 0-1 count. Beckham at shortstop. He had a 2 for 4 in the first ball game. 9 hits collected by the White Sox. 0-1 delivery with 2 away, foul back. Patrica came on and got his first save of the season in game 1. Robertson is their closer, but he has pitched a lot lately, and Robert Ventura had decided to stay away from him. So Robertson did not come on and is questionable as to whether or not he'd use him in this game if he needed a closer. 0-2 count. Wright's delivery. That'll be outside. Clevenger out to get it. 1-2.
Well, that's an all right slider. A good waist pitch. Keep it off the plate. Hard down and away from the right-handed hitter. Mike Wright does have a really good changeup. Nissan pitch track kind of working the fastball in. The miss with the slider down and away.
And he gets him foul tipped into the mitt. So a run in leadoff homer by Adam Eaton, and that has put the White Sox on top early, 1-0. Let's take a look at the O's starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. It'll be Machado, Snyder, and Paredes, Jones, Davis, and Clevenger, Hardy, Flaherty, and Lowe. The last 2 games, 3 home runs for Chris Davis.
Now let's take a look at Chris Beck this season in AAA. Now, of course, he is making his major league debut. Pretty good numbers, 3-2 with a 3.30 earned run average. But his last 4 starts, he was 3-1 with a 1.73, 33 punch outs, 11 walks. It's a pretty good command from Beck. His fastball, he can work in the low 90s, occasionally rush it up there in the mid 90s. He cuts his fastball as well as a change, slider, and a curve. So Orioles offense probably going to get a look at him. Steve Clevenger has seen him pitch in AAA Charlotte before, so scouting report, I'm sure, from a lot of the AAA players that have seen him and manager Ron Johnson.
And he's in the record books down the right field line. Maybe that will fall in and head up off the wall into the corner. Manny Machado taking 3. Here's the relay throw. It's high to third, and he is in with a triple. Machado thrown out of the first ball game late, starts this ball game out with a 3-bagger.
And that is why Manny Machado shouldn't get thrown out of games. A great player, come up with big hits, and here to start the offense off, a triple down the right field line. Now just painting that line that kicks away and into the corner. Well, the ball disappears, and so does the right fielder Shuck. And Manny Machado turning the Jets on. You saw him shift gears there, pop the helmet off, and just able to get in Bonifacio's relay throw up a little high.
So Beck's first pitch in the majors, he gives up a triple to Manny Machado. Now we'll see how the rookie responds to that as he goes against Snyder. Snyder appeared for just 1 at-bat, called out on strikes last out of the first game of the doubleheader. Travis getting the start in right field in this game. 1-0 delivery on the way. Grounder back to the mound. They had Manny starting to the plate. He'll head back as Beck made sure he wasn't coming home, and Snyder's retired.
Well, pretty poised right there. Hard comebacker. Nice relaxed
Paredes coming up. Take a look at our Jeep inside the numbers.
Highest average this season. Jimmy Paredes second with a 343. Prince Fielder heating up with Texas. Ooh, way up there at 368. Kipnis, Cruz, and Ghosts on the list as well. But Jimmy Paredes, since coming off the disabled list, has not let up. He's only had 1 stretch where he's gone 2 games without a hit. Broke that the other night, coming out with a 3-hit game.
Machado off third. Pitch will be taken by Paredes, who had an 0 for 4. The Orioles DH against Beck. Machado on at third, his 7th career triple, first of the year. The Orioles need to get him in with a leadoff man on, nobody out. At third, you got to score. Pitch will be taken away, and the count goes to 2-0 on Paredes with Jones waiting on deck. What a greeting for your first pitch at the major leagues.
Right.
Yo. 2-0 count, infield back. Foul back over the screen. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
You think there's a lot of self-talk going on in Chris Beck's head right now after giving up that first pitch triple to Manny Machado. But got himself going again. Made a nice play. His 2nd-round pick out of Georgia Southern University. So I think highly of him. Kind of shot up through their organization.
In the minor leagues, left-handers hit 197 against him this year. Righties 282. Kind of against the book. He had a 3-2 mark at Charlotte. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Machado getting the uniform dirty early. And the 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be foul back as well. So Paredes trying to jump on a couple of pitches to drive, and the count even at 2-2.
You're seeing a pretty good fastball from Chris Beck. 94, can get up to 95 with the fastball, and 2-seam it. Can cut it as well. A couple pitches in the heart of the plate. Paredes hasn't missed many of those this year.
2-2 delivery down low. Soto makes the nice stop, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Beck working hard here in the first inning. Working on 5 days rest from his last start in the minors. 3-2 delivery, and that one had to be boxed to Milwaukee.
He was definitely being careful with Jimmy Paredes. Take a look at the White Sox defense. Cabrera, Eaton, and Shuck in the outfield. Beckham moves over to shortstop after starting the first game at third. Bonifacio playing second base. Gillespie at third base, and LaRoche at first. Soto doing the catching in the second game.
And Adam Jones picked up a base hit in the first game. He is 1 for 4. First game of the doubleheader, and Adam gets the opportunity. Orioles didn't get many chances in that first ball game. They had to wait until that 9th inning before they finally put a run across. They only had 1 runner to second base prior to the 9th. Now looking for the ground ball, trying to get a double play here, and that means he will hold Paredes close at first base.
Not very quick to the plate. So, might be some opportunities for the Orioles to attempt to steal some bases.
Only one away here. Jones will take it inside. Beck missing by a lot on some of these pitches here in the first inning. Orioles only had 1 shot with a runner in scoring position in the first game. 0 for 1. 1-0 count. And that's going to be way inside, and that will send Soto out to the mound to have a word with Beck.
Maybe just being a little bit too quick. Tell him to stay back. Trust the stuff, but you're in a tough situation here. 2-0 count on Adam Jones. Chris Davis starting to become red hot. 3 home runs last 2 games behind him. A lot of pressure on Chris Beck here.
2-0 count to Adam. And that will be fouled back. Move that outside after a couple of inside pitches. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Beck came up for a White Sox doubleheader earlier this season and was called up as the 26th man and did not pitch. He is the 26th man here in this doubleheader. Scott Carroll was sent down after game 1 and Beck put on the roster. 2-1 delivery on the way. Jones got jammed. It'll get a run in. Could be an infield hit. Play made at first, and a good one to get the out. But Manny Machado will score. Gillespie a nice barehanded pickup at third. Jones the RBI to tie the ball game up at 1.
Oh, nice job, Manny Machado, getting this going with that lead-off triple. Adam Jones, that 2-seamer off the fist. Nice play. That third baseman Gillespie barehanding. Accurate throw. Adam Jones always flying down the line, so puts the pressure on the defense. You got to be perfect to get him, and he was.
Adam will pick up the RBI, number 26 on the year for the Orioles. Now a runner at second base. Here's Chris Davis. And outside for a ball. Chris delivered his 11th home run. Good for 2 RBIs. 9th inning with 2 down. Put the Orioles into a 1-run ball game. And with 2 down, Snyder struck out. Patrica getting the save to end the game. Now Chris, a couple of home runs off Chicago this year. Puts that one towards the gap. Going over, it'll take a hop and go up and into the seats. A ground rule double and an RBI. Paredes will cross. Davis continues to hit the ball on the button, and the Orioles have a 2-1 lead.
Boy, that looked good right there from Chris Davis, recognizing the pitch and then making the adjustment while the ball is in front. Watch his hands as he pulls them in tight to the body. How do you get the bat head to that pitch and drive it in the gap? By keeping the hands tight, leading with the hands, Barrel will follow. Nice piece of hitting by Chris Davis.
So Davis getting the RBI. He's got 29, leading the Orioles. 2 in the first game and 1 here already. And that pitch will be taken by Steve Clevenger. Ryan Lavarnway sent down. He had been the backup catcher for the Orioles. Now Clevenger up, and as Mike said, at AAA Norfolk, he'd been driving the baseball. Runner at second, 2 down, 1-0 delivery, a swing and a miss. He was hitting .352, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs in 27 games with the Tides this year. He got optioned out. He made the opening day roster, and then April 7 was optioned out. 1-1 pitch on the way, and that'll be foul back. So Steve back for another shot at the major league level, and a 1-2 count.
Well, Steve 2 years ago made the team out of spring training. So Buck Showalter, John Russell, no stranger to what Steve can do. Came in, had himself a good spring training. They brought a lot of catchers into camp. Ryan Lavarnway ended up having a better spring, but Steve Clevenger goes down with a chip on his shoulder, hitting .350 in AAA, improving his defense. So he is the next in line. He's getting another opportunity.
And Ryan Lavarnway needed to catch a little bit. He hadn't played very much at all. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Clevenger trying to get a run in his first major league at bat this year, and he will foul that one off. Down to 86 on it. So back up to 21 pitches thrown here already in the first inning. Both teams did not have to go deep into their bullpens for game 1. And if you're a manager, certainly love that when you got a doubleheader in front of you. 2-2 delivery came back in off the fist. Count will stay 2 balls and 2 strikes on Clevenger.
Pretty good pitch. A little like cutter slider hybrid right there into the hands of Steve Clevenger. That's where you want to put it. But Steve, a nice job to fight it off.
Runner off second base, Chris Davis. Clevenger will take it, and he works it full. So a 3 ball, 2 strike count with 2 down. Here's the full count pitch, and got him. So Beck will pick up a strikeout, get out of the inning, but the Orioles get 2 runs and take the lead. Chris Davis delivering the RBI double that would put him up. Manny Machado came around to score the first run. Paredes the second. Why wait in the ER.com?
No, we've been talking about the White Sox offensive struggles. This is a big reason. Just 29 home runs, the fewest in the American League. Royals behind them. Twins, Tigers, and Angels. Orioles doing all right. Of course, no stranger to the top. Only 52 home runs this year, but for the last 3 years, doing some damage with the long ball to get them back on track.
So an offensive first inning. Youngsters here, a lot of them on hand for the ball game. Both the first one and this second half of the doubleheader. So Wright, who left the mound trailing by a run, comes back on the mound ahead by a run. 2-1 Orioles as we go to the second inning. Connor Gillespie will take the pitch inside for a ball. Gillespie did not play in the first game, getting a start at third base in this one. Last 13 games hitting at a 289 clip. 1-0 pitch. That will be taken for the high strike call. Leadoff homer by Eaton in that first inning for Chicago. Wright, in the 14 innings he pitched, had retired 80% of leadoff batters, gotten him out of there. Going to try and do that here too. Flaherty, nice pick, good throw. Hit the leadoff man here in the second. Celebrate summer at Oriole Park by picking up the new Birdland Summer 6-pack. Any 6 remaining games throughout the season. Enjoy up to 20% off cost of single game tickets, and you can plan what games you'd like to see. Great rivalry games, promotions, bobblehead dates, t-shirt nights, firework nights, your choice. Go to Orioles.com/6-pack or 888-848-BIRD. Giovanni Soto will take the pitch for a strike. Soto doing the catching. Did not appear in the first game of the doubleheader. Shuck waiting on deck. Here's the 0-1. Inside to him, 1 ball, 1 strike. Soto making his 18th start this year. He's kind of been the pitcher when Jeff Samaj is pitching that he's been behind the plate. Two ball, 1 strike count. Right to Soto, rips it. That's going to be a base hit. Into the corner, low again. Another long run to get it. And down to second base goes Soto as he picks up the double in his first at bat in the ball game.
Well, both teams coming out swinging here. Soto getting on the fastball. Second double. Hooking it down the left field line. Another elevated pitch. Looking to get behind that though and covering it. Hooking down there, staying just fair. Cruising on into second base.
So J.B. Shuck will get the opportunity with the runner at second. The White Sox were 2 for 11 in game 1 with runners in scoring position. Shuck had a 2 for 4 in the first game. White Sox looking to get this ball game tied up here in the top of the second inning. Wright's delivery to him, and that will miss for a ball. J.B. Shuck, 27 years old, a Major League 264 career average coming into the ball game. 1-0 delivery on the way to him. Takes again. This time it's there for a strike. And you know Shuck turning around saying that's the same place the other one was.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look on the pitch track. Well, that one ends up catching much more of the plate. Great location from Mike Wright. Not a lot a hitter can do there down and away.
1-1. He'll be back into the seats, no play. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. In losing game number 1 of the doubleheader, the Orioles had their 5-game win streak against the White Sox ended. They won the only other game they played this year against the White Sox 8-2. 1-2 count. Hardy trying to hold the runner fairly close at second base. It'll go to Flaherty. Makes the play over to Davis. Soto will advance, but there are 2 down.
The slider to get a nice little ground ball there. And Clevenger wanting that pitch down a little bit more, though. You leave it up on the plate and do some damage with that pitch. But Gets him on top of it. Enough late movement at the end to get the ground ball.
Emilio Bonifacio came on as a pinch runner in the first game. He's making the start at second base in this game. Bonifacio's been their MVP, most versatile player this season. Runner at third, 2 down. Bonifacio goes after the first pitch and pops it up third base. Machado, foul territory, puts it away. Good job by Wright. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on at third. Orioles up by 1. You get 500 more for every Orioles home run hit in this ball game. Play Baseball Bucks Scratch House, win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. Some high clouds. It's been a very pleasant day here at the ballpark. Summer-like weather, 87 degrees. At the start of this second game of 2. J.J. Hardy will lead it off against Beck. Hardy, Flaherty, and Lowe due up. 0 for 3 in game number 1. Hardy did not play against the White Sox in that first game a month ago. Beck's delivery to him. Popped up in the air, second base. Bonifacio surrounds it, and Hardy is retired. 1 away. When the Orioles win, everyone wins. And when the Orioles win and score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com by entering promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, valid at participating Baltimore area Papa John's. Here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty getting the start at second base. First ball hitting. Who wants it? Left fielder. Rivera puts it away. Flaherty is retired. A couple of quick outs for Beck here in the second inning.
A couple pretty good pitches, getting some movement. And anticipating Flaherty going to be aggressive early, so the two-seamer faded nicely down and away. Got in on JJ a little bit.
David Lowe gets the start in left field. Alejandro De Aza now gone. We'll see other combinations out there in left for the Orioles. Pitch taken away for a ball. Lowe will get, one would think, more chances to play in left field.
Oh, definitely. I think Buck Showalter wants somebody to just take it over. Nobody wants to run away with it right now.
Be down the line and foul. De Aza made 19 starts in left field, more than anybody else. Lowe is making his 9th start. Steve Pearce has been out there for 4 games. Travis Snyder's been out for 11. Delman Young has played 2 in left field. Low, a blooper. That's going to be a base hit. It'll fall in. Cabrera's got to play it on a hop, so Lowe gets the dying quail single with 2 down here in the 2nd inning.
I like that to start the day for David Lowe. It'll be pretty good. Get him in motion. David Lowe wants to be out there more, got to make an impact in the game. Now, obviously, picking up a base hit, very important, but he can add another element to this team, stealing some bases, putting some pressure on the defense, get himself in scoring position.
Now there are a couple outs with Manny Machado. A triple scored in the 1st inning, first triple of the season for Manny. Manny getting heaved in the 8th inning of the 1st game, slamming a bat down on a check swing called 3rd strike. 3rd time he has been tossed over the last couple of years. Who are the franchise leaders, or the leader, for getting tossed out of ball games for an Oriole?
Earl Weaver.
Player. Pitch is taken outside. Brady Anderson.
Yeah, all right.
9 times. It's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
It's not a bad number. 1-0 count, 2 down. Orioles see if Lowe makes any kind of a move over there to take off. Decent lead. There he goes. Throw down. Soto didn't get a good handle on that one, and it's a stolen base. So Lowe gets himself in scoring position as the Orioles do a little bit of running here.
You like to see that. David Lowe, the good jump, extended his lead a little bit. Aggressive head first slide, has to hang on with that back foot. Take a look how it locks onto the base so he doesn't slide off it. Throw sailing up the line. Bonifacio doing the best he can. That's what you're supposed to do. Take a step in front of the runner. Try to time it to where you can glove his backside as he slides by. But Lowe wins that one.
First stolen base of the year. 1 for 2 for David. And that one fouled off Manny's foot, and that one hurt.
Yeah, two-seamer kind of chasing him in there. Squares it up, but drives it down off that front foot. See the two-seam movement, and then bam, right down off the instep. And helps that front foot roll over a little bit more. Man, oh man. Extended time here to walk this one off. Soto respectfully giving him a break to go have a talk with Chris Beck.
You see that so often in baseball, you don't really think much about it anymore. You kind of lose the sense of the impact that it has on your body.
Right.
And it happens how many times a game? I mean, it's 3, 4, it seems like half a dozen times a game.
Yeah, it gets it hurts. Not only does it hurt, but then you get a little tentative about that inside pitch. A lot of guys pad themselves up a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You hit it once, and that's going to be with you for a while.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery, runner off second, and Beck will come inside. So Lowe, by extending the inning, what looked like it might be a quick inning with the first 2 outs. Lowe getting that base hit and the stolen base kept things going. 3 ball, 1 strike count with 2 down. That'll be in the dirt. The Orioles have 2 on. Second walk surrendered by Beck.
Nice at bat by Manny Machado, showing so much more patience at the plate this year, leading the team in walks. Moved to the top of the order, some consistent at bats, and it's nice to see him flourishing up there, really swinging the bat well, getting on base, and now Orioles threatening again with 2 outs.
Travis Snyder, the start in right field. Grounded out his first time up. Snyder get another chance to get an RBI. He's hitting .278 with runners in scoring position, 5 for 19. Ground ball towards first base. Pitcher will move over to cover, won't need to. LaRoche will take it to the bag. Snyder's retired. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and a base runner left on. The Orioles have a 2-1 lead. With the Orioles, also a destination for culinary adventure. You can find the fresh local seafood, an eclectic array of world-class cuisine. The Savor Sarasota Restaurant Week's coming up June 1 through the 14th. It's celebrating its 10th year. You can get the info on it and all of Sarasota. Go to savorsarasota.com. Yes, to Key Beach. Orioles have the 2-1 lead as the O's here in Game 2. Kevin Gausman working his way back for the Orioles. He's getting set to do some pitching for Norfolk. Simulated game. Pitch will be taken inside for a ball. So he's on. Kevin Gausman is on schedule. What they anticipated where he would be getting back,
which is good news. A lot of the Orioles on the mend. Matt Wieters starting his process. So was Jonathan Scope, starting to move a little bit more.
2-0 count. Eaton had the leadoff home run. The first leadoff home run Eaton has had in his career. Second home run of the season. And Eaton will take that one for a strike. So right facing the top of the order again. 2-ball, 1-strike count on Eaton. 8 doubles, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. And we'll foul that one back over the screen. We're talking about players getting tossed, and Mike was mentioning Earl Weaver. Weaver ranks 4th all time in getting thrown out of ball games. 97 times. That's a lot of time spent at the bottom of the stairs of a dugout or in the manager's office. Don't you think?
It does.
97 times. So we'll let you think about who's the all-time leader and who are the top 3. If Weaver is 4, they're all managers, as you would expect. 3-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and that one is foul back as well. Number 3 is Earl at 97, exiting ball games via the request of the umpire. Leo DeRocher is 3rd with 124 tosses. 3-2 delivery on the way, ground ball to Flaherty, gets in front. Flaherty will make the play. Eaton is retired. John McGraw is 2nd at 131 ejections. Drum roll.
And the winner is.
And the winner is Bobby Cox. He beat McGraw by just 1. And you may remember it wasn't that long ago. Bobby just retiring. 132 times Bobby Cox was ejected from games.
Wow.
And in all 3 of those instances, it was great entertainment. Ball is fouled back by Melky Cabrera. Bobby would go out once he knew he got thrown out of a ball game, that it was coming. Then he would really let her rip. And boy, it was fun. It wasn't fun for the umpires, but for fans, it was pretty good. 0-1 deliveries towards the gap in left center field. Melky Cabrera's on. His 2nd hit of the doubleheader, first in this ball game, and the White Sox here in the 3rd. A runner on with 1 down. On Saturday, the Orioles take on the Rays. Note the start time Saturday. It's 4:05. All fans will get the first in the team's player design T-shirt series. It's Rock the Yard T-shirt designed by Zach Britton. So don't miss it. That's this coming Saturday. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. There is Zach, the designer. Here's Abreu, base hit, his first time up. And the pitch inside. We've had a lot of unveilings this year after we had the shadowy figure of the gnome and the manager, Buck Showalter. Finally, the Orioles released the frontal shot of the gnome. Pitch, breaking ball in the inside corner. Buck has refused to look at it. Will not apparently look until the gnome is actually given away.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I don't either. But no player, no manager ever reads the paper or ever listens to radio or television. They know nothing about what's going on in the game or being said about themselves or their team. 1-1 on Abreu. And that'll be taken up and in. So now we're going to have the player-designed T-shirts. Great idea. Next thing we need to do is like I buy ties from the Children's Relief Fund, and the kids design the ties. something ball clubs, Major League Baseball, that'd be fun to do. 2 ball, 1 strikeout. Abreu on a foul tip. Have some organization in town or national one have kids design something, T-shirts, ties, caps, and then have those as giveaways or for sale at the ballpark, with the proceeds going to whatever that charitable organization is. It's always tough. It's tough for any corporate organization. It's tough for all of sports, because you want to help. You do so much for charity, and every time you pick one, you got 1,000 who wish it was them. And so it's hard to balance that out. Fouled away, but always looking for new ideas on giveaways and charitable outreach programs.
A lot of opportunities. I mean, everybody likes to get something at the ballpark, right?
Yeah. Well, there's no question in this day and age, if you don't have giveaways, your ticket sales are down 10, 12, 15,000 from what they are if you have a giveaway that day. It's amazing. It's just amazing how much it affects attendance. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Runner on to first base, 1 away. Abreu inside. Got the fists on it. Jones traveling a little deeper than he thought it was going to. Adam hauls it in. 2 down.
And good pitch there from Mike Wright. Just got it in enough, forcing Abreu to take kind of a modified swing. It still got out there deep to Adam Jones, but didn't let him get those arms extended.
It'll bring LaRoche up to the plate. Adam flying out to center field his first time up. LaRoche with a runner at first base. Cabrera, 2 down. Chris Davis checking in the dugout on where they want him to play here. Here in this doubleheader, he's played in front of the runner a lot, with these left-handed batters up playing off the bag. And the pitch taken inside for a ball.
Well, Mike Wright, big guy. I mean, this is what they look like. Big, strong kid on the mound, getting it up there, low mid 90s with the fastball. See Chris Davis now sliding back to the base.
LaRoche drives it right field, and goodbye, home run. On to Utah Street goes Adam LaRoche with a 2 RBI homer. And the ball club that's dead last in hitting home runs has hit 2 in the first 3 innings of this ball game. And they go back on top 3-2.
And LaRoche feeling pretty good. Swinging the bat well right now. Shooting the ball all over the place. Showing his power here. Getting a slider center cut. Just spinning up there. Basically that cement mixer variety. And LaRoche does not miss it.
5 RBI, 5 home runs and 20 RBIs on the year for LaRoche, bringing in Cabrera ahead of him. And the White Sox have a 3-2 lead on their 5th hit of the ball game. And there is Adam LaRoche. Came with 2 down. Slow roller. Machado will cut this one off. Bobbled and able to recover in time to get the out on Beckham. So that will do it here in the 3rd inning, but a couple of runs in. The 2-run homer by LaRoche puts the White Sox back on top. Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by PNC for the achiever in you. We're at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. White Sox on top 3-2. 24-year-old right-hander Chris Beck, major league debut. Go to the bottom half of the third inning. And the Orioles will have Paredes, Jones, and Davis coming up. Drew a walk in the first inning and scored on the double by Davis. Puts this one up in the air in the first pitch. It'll be handled in center. Eaton puts it away. Paredes is retired. A pitch and an out here in the third.
And Jimmy just missing that one. He doesn't really wait around too much. If there's a pitch in the zone he likes, he's going to be aggressive there, just getting a little under that slider.
One away will bring Adam Jones up, batting cleanup. Picked up an RBI and a ground ball out in the first inning for the Orioles. Six home runs on the year for Adam. Only one so far this month. But scoring runs, the Orioles rely on him not only to drive them in, but also to get on and score them in that 3 or 4 spot in the lineup. 0-1 pitch will be fouled back. Adam with a .313 coming into game 2 of this doubleheader. He's been up there as a leader for the Orioles in runs scored much of the year, overtaken by Manny Machado, who has scored 26 times for the Orioles and leads them in runs scored. That'll just miss outside. 1 ball 2 strike count. He gets the gloves up from Soto on that. That's right where Soto wanted it. It was close enough to think about, but not good enough to hit. 1-2 delivery on the way, and a base hit the other way. Take what they give you. He did, and he's on with a 1-out single.
A nice piece of hitting there. We saw this that month of April when Adam Jones was so hot swinging the bat. Cooled down a little bit in May, but here getting the slider and just staying on it. It's on the plate enough, but look at him use his legs, find a way to get the bat head to it, shoot it the other way. A nice clean single.
So Adam is on. Orioles pick up their 4th hit of the ball game. Chris Davis a double and an RBI in the first inning. Shift on, of course, against him here. Irony of ironies, baseball's full of those. Chris Davis in a ball game with the Orioles had 16 strikeouts in the first game of the doubleheader. The only Orioles regular in the lineup who did not strike out, their strikeout leader, Chris Davis. Not only didn't strike out, but he had a home run, his 11th. 1-0 delivery on the way to him, and that will miss away. Take a look at our American Standard Who's Hot, Who's Not. Celebrate the season with American Standard All-Star Event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities.
You know, Chris Davis hot in game 1, a 2-run shot. Yesterday, 2 home runs from the Crusher. Julio Bonifacio, not very hot. Career at Camden Yards, just 2 for 15.
Bonifacio starting at second base here in game 2. Adam Jones on the belly back to the bag.
That's a nice lead right there from Adam Jones. Really extending it and a nice aggressive step and dive back. That's when you know you're getting out there. That's where you want to be. And that tells Wayne Kirby, Buck Showalter, hey, I want to get going. Put me in motion.
2-0 count on him. If he gets one to drive right here. Beck's delivery stayed away. Count goes to 3-0. You see, you gotta love your home field.
Yeah, most home runs at home this year. Chris Davis just trailing Josh Donaldson up in Toronto by 2. Davis 8, Donaldson 10. Gaddis, Teixeira, and Valbuena all loving to hit the home runs in their home park.
Donaldson really putting up some numbers here this month of May.
Yes, he is.
3-0 count. Davis will have a green light here if he gets one, but he didn't. So Beck wanted nothing to do with him. The rookie outside, ball 4. That's 3 walks. And the Orioles have runners on at first and second base and only 1 away. And that will bring Dan Cooper out to the mound. Don is the pitching coach. And he'll make a visit to talk with his 27-year-old rookie.
We'll go over the game plan a little bit. We talked about the first game with Tyler Wilson making his major league debut, how the game can really speed up on you. Well, it hasn't been an easy go here for Chris Beck. That first inning, the Orioles got to him for a couple runs. Got through the second okay, but here finding himself in trouble again with runners at first and second, just a 1 out. So take a breather, slow things down. Think about your game plan and what you want to do to just make that one good pitch to get you out of this inning.
Steve Clevenger will come to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. Called out on strikes his first time up. Chance to tie this ball game up or better here in the third inning. Steve will take the pitch, and it is in there for a strike. Clevenger, a lifetime .269 hitter here at Camden Yards. He has not had a home run in this ballpark. Clevenger's playing in just his 19th game here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Oh, a big at bat here in the third inning. 0-1 delivery by Beck. That'll miss down low, 1-1.
Nice quiet take right there from Clevenger. A pretty good changeup. Tried to sell it with seemed like a quicker arm there, but Clevenger staying back and seeing the ball.
1-1 delivery on the way, and Clevenger fouls that one straight back in a 1-ball 2-strike count. Look, Showalter's club 21-24 this month. They are 11-14 with that loss in the first game of the doubleheader. 1-2 delivery on the way. Clevenger, a nice piece of hitting into left field. Bobby Dickerson will wave him home. Here comes Jones. Throw coming to the plate, and it gets away. Runners will advance, and Jones down after he crosses the plate, gets up and heads off. So Adam Jones scores as Clevenger delivers the base hit. The runners will move up on the ball getting away. We'll see who they charge the error to, but it'll be an RBI, and the ball game is tied.
Well, that was a beautiful piece of hitting by Clevenger, staying on the off-speed pitch, slapping it the other way. Adam Jones in to score, but lands awkwardly. Tries to avoid the tag here, gets on the outside and kind of bends things around in his legs, and you see him kind of rolling in pain there. See if anything sticks. Kind of sat on that left ankle a little bit.
It didn't look good, did it?
It did not.
That was an awkward angle. 2 in scoring position. It'll be a base hit and an RBI for Clevenger. The runners advance to second and third on the error charge on the catcher, Soto, for not handling that ball at the plate. So Davis is on at third. Clevenger is on at second base. Still only 1 away. Ball game tied at 3. And down to third. Fair ball. It goes into foul territory. Off Valesky's glove, and it'll be a 4-3 Oriole lead. Hardy with a base hit and an RBI. Gillespie diving, blocked it, but could not make a play.
Pretty nice job just getting the leather on there. Only 1 run scoring. Saved a couple runs scoring here. J.J. Hardy getting on top and smashing it down the line. You see that diving effort. Chris Davis goes back, but able to score easily as the ball trickles away. Clevenger on in at third, and J.J. on at first base with the single.
So the Orioles come right back and take the lead back. A seesaw first 3 innings of this game. J.J. Hardy picking up the RBI, his 5th of the season. And now with still just 1 down, runners on at first and third for Flaherty. Ryan flied out to left field his first time up. 2 on, 1 out. Lead runner Clevenger at third. Infield, double play depth. Ball popped up in the air. Runner will tag. Melky Cabrera, fairly shallow. Runner will fake. Throw by the cutoff man all the way to the plate. Hardy will go back to first, and Flaherty's retired. Second time he's flied out to left field.
A little too big right there from Ryan Flaherty. Yeah, want to get a ball elevated, but there's also a big hole over on the right side. Try to hook it through. Just got under that one a little bit.
That'll bring up David Lowe. Delivered a base hit, stole a base, his first time up. Orioles up 4-3. A much different game than we saw in game one, where there were a total of 5 runs scored in the game. We've had 7 already in this one, and 15 hits combined in the first game. There's a pretty good chance the way it's going we'll get by that. 11 already up on the board. Beck making his major league debut, and each inning has been a struggle.
Yeah, he has been kind of laboring through, and the Orioles putting on him right now. Rattling out the 3 base hits. He's walked them in this inning, so it has not been an easy first few for his debut.
3 walks and 1 strikeout. Low ground ball towards second base. Bonifacio will go for the force out at second. Beckham there to get it. So the Orioles will get a couple of runs. They do it on 3 hits and error. They leave 2 on. Adam Jones scoring awkwardly. Stayed down on the ground for a moment. Got up, went back into the dugout. We'll see if he remains in. A little bit late. Richie Manziel's the trainer. I think took a look at him over there in the dugout. It was that left ankle, it looked like, on that play at the plate.
Yeah, pretty scary moment. Take a look at Adam Jones when he comes sliding in. Gets a little bit awkward coming in to avoid the tag, and sits on that left ankle. And not like a typical type of sprain where you just roll it like playing basketball. It actually goes the other way, which can lead to high ankle sprains, a lot more damage potentially. Thankfully, he didn't get on there fully, but I'm sure it'll be sore tomorrow.
Here is Connor Gillespie to lead it off. Orioles up 4-3. 4-6-0 for the Orioles. The White Sox 3-5-1. Orioles have already left 5 on base, and the White Sox 2. Gillespie grounded out his first time up. And we'll take the pitch. So the Orioles and White Sox lead off homer first inning. Orioles got 2 in the first. White Sox came back 2 in the third, and then the Orioles 2 in their own third. Some shadows as the sun comes out here. And a ground ball too short. Hardy's got it. Gillespie's retired.
Well, let's take a look at Mike Wright. His pitch arsenal by starts. The first 2 starts, he used the fastball 71%. Today, 69. So pretty comparable right there. But the breaking balls, first 2 starts, just 15%. Today, jacking it up to almost 30% of the time. Really loved the changeup in his first 2 starts, and today only 2%. So Clevenger catching him today, maybe feeling like that curveball is sharp. He did throw a couple good ones there, burying them down, but he has left a couple up in the zone as well.
Giovanni Soto takes that one down low. Soto had a double his first time up. Wright surrendered only 2 home runs in 30 2/3 innings at Norfolk this year. 2 home runs, 30 2/3. He's given up 2 in this ball game through the first 3 innings. Eaton the leadoff homer, 2 RBI homer by LaRoche. Orioles have answered. Jones an RBI, Davis an RBI, Clevenger and Hardy. 1-1 delivery, and that is taken for a strike. All right, trying to settle it in. 1-0 record, having worked 14 1/3 innings coming in at the major league level. Pitch will miss outside. 2-2.
Good fastball. You see when he lets it go, 95, 96 miles an hour. Seems to be working in the low 90s with the fastball.
2-2 delivery, lifted in the air to right field. Snyder. Travis makes the catch on it. Soto is retired, and there are 2 down. Orioles are going to host the American League East rival Yankees 3-game weekend series Friday, June 12. It starts. Tickets are going fast, so don't miss out, and fans are encouraged to bring any non-perishable food item and cash donations to the park to benefit the Maryland Food Bank, part of the annual Orioles Reach Food and Funds Drive, presented by One Main Financial. That's coming up in the Yankees series, June 12th. Get your tickets for it, and when you come to the ballpark, non-perishable food items or a cash donation. That is a strike on the outside corner. J.B. Shuck grounded out his first time up, 2 for 5 in the doubleheader. It really wasn't quite that close, was it? 1 ball, 1 strike count. Got out of the way with the arms up as he backed off that one.
He got his attention. 94, rushing it in there.
Wright hasn't walked anybody. Has picked up a couple of strikeouts. 1-1 delivery on the way. Shuck hangs in, fouls it back. So Wright will get ahead of him 1-2. Wright looking for his first clean inning. Neither pitcher has had a 1-2-3 inning. One-two pitch on the way. Center field. Jones camped under it. He's got it. And there is a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom half of the 4th. The Orioles are up by 1. So the Orioles looking for a split in this doubleheader. This evening turning out to be a beautiful early summer evening here. Adam Jones over there in the dugout hopefully not to be bothered by that play at the plate and that ankle turnover. And the delivery is taken for a strike. Orioles top of the order. Manny Machado against Chris Beck. Machado a triple, a walk. 1 for 5 in the doubleheader. And Manny will take the breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike. Manny's having a good season here against the White Sox in these limited games. It's just the third one. He's picked up 4 hits, 9 at bats, including a home run and RBI. 0-2 delivery to him. Beck will miss outside with it.
Soto want that one buried down in the dirt. Just kind of yanked it a little bit. I like when catchers get animated, almost force their pitchers by showing them where they want the ball.
And the 1-2 on the outside corner. He'll walk away, and that's what you do. That looked like it might have missed.
Yeah, a couple change-ups in this bat, and then the slider that works itself off the plate. And Manny doesn't like the call. Plate umpire rings him up.
2 strikeouts for Beck in the ball game. That'll bring up Snyder. He has grounded out twice. Batting second. Goes after the first pitch on the button. Center field. Right at him. Over the head. Eaton's got to go back to get it. And going into second base, Snyder with a double. And you talk about a shot that's right at an outfielder. That was it.
It was, and it was smoked out there, beating Eaton. Eaton turned like he was going to track it down, then just gave up. It was beating him deep. This ball is lathered. He turns, looks like he's got a bead now. No chance. I'll just play it off the wall. Let Snyder cruise into second base.
So the Orioles, with 1 away, get another runner in scoring position. And Paredes coming up. He has walked, scored, and he has flied out. Orioles are already 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position in this game. They were 0 for 1 in the first game of the doubleheader. Pitch on the way, and that is in there for a strike. At least for a moment, the pitcher's in the shadows and the batter literally in the sunlight coming through one of the portals. Paredes coming into the day with the second best average in the American League and known for those kind of cuts. 0-2.
Yeah, he lets it fly. Paredes, he's been quite a story. The things he's done through the minor leagues, called up to the big leagues early at a young age, 22 years old. He's had a hard time finding a position. That's why a couple teams have given up on him. But Buck Showalter saw defensive improvement. The fact that Paredes had a great spring offensively, and he has just been swinging it all year long here. Early going in the season. We talk about his average, second in the American League right now, and knowing his strike zone and his swing, he lets it fly when he recognizes a pitch in his zone.
And that one is going to be swung on and missed. So that'll be strikeout number 3 for Beck as he got that one down right on the top of the plate.
Pitch a little bit backwards here now, starting to mix in more change-ups and breaking balls, but the 93-mile-an-hour fastball dotted at the bottom of the zone. I'm going to sneak by Paredes.
Two down, Adam Jones. Adam, a base hit, a run scored, RBI on a ground ball out. And a chance for another very important RBI right here. He will take the pitch for a strike. Adam coming in, hitting .302 with runners in scoring position on the year. Been up among the top 10 for a month and a half in that department. Has fallen out of it, but not by much. 0-1 pitch on the way, and Jones, the big cut, fouls it off Soto. And a 2-strike count.
Good job getting ahead here. Adam Jones putting that pad on that front ankle. Fouling another one off the body. Getting a piece of Soto too.
Soto moves to the outside. Pitch is there to right field, and that'll be right at him. Chuck hauls it in, and that'll do it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. A base runner left on. We've completed 4. Number of injuries to important players this season. Scott Kazmir of Oakland left the game yesterday. Tightness in the left shoulder. They're going to have it looked at. MRI. They were going to have that looked at today and then see where they are. Matt Adams of the Cardinals tore his right quad. He's going to miss 3 to 4 months. And every day you can add 2, 3, or 4 players to the list.
Wow. Matt Adams, a big piece of that St. Louis team who are in first place in the National League Central. And Kazmir, his name's been talked about already with trades. Oakland off to a very slow start right now, 17-32 record. So his name has come up. Everybody needs some pitching help. Red Sox have already talked about it, but that would certainly hurt his problems if he's got a bad shoulder.
Yeah. Bonifacio takes the pitch for a strike. Batting ninth, popped out first time up, like right. 0-1 delivery is turned foul. All right, gets ahead of him in a hurry. 2 strikes. Bonifacio, then the top of the order, Eaton and Cabrera. Everybody trying to figure out why each season of late there seem to be just so many key injuries. You get everybody with a different opinion. Too much bodybuilding, too much muscle mass, too much tightness, not enough running, not enough throwing. Too much throwing while you're a kid playing in Little League, and you know,
try to trace it back to youth baseball, which I don't know. I think it's a good concern to think about kids pitching too much. Obviously, I think that leads to a lot of problems. There's a lot of high school kids getting elbow surgery right now, so kids are just overthrowing, not doing it right. Too many
one sport athletes. You don't get a chance to give up a sport and rest some of those muscles. Popped up towards short, best angle. Hardy's there, and he's got it. Bonifacio is retired. Take a look at our PNC minor league report. Chris Parmalee.
Yeah, Chris Parmalee still tearing it up there in AAA Norfolk. Yesterday, 3 for 4, 3 singles and a run. This season, nice batting average at .324, 3 home runs, 26 RBIs, leading the team in hits, RBI, and walks. So high on base percentage, almost 400 at .392. A lot of walks, and Parmalee, former first-round pick with the Minnesota Twins, waiting in the wings in Norfolk and having himself a nice year.
Adam Eaton leading off the ball game with a home run. Couple of hits, 2 for 5. Bunting this time, and a drag bunt perfectly placed for Davis. Couldn't bunt any more defensively than that one was, and an easy out.
I like that. Squared it up. If Davis was moved over, it might have been a double down the right field line, but right at him. His position.
So 2 down here in the 5th inning. Melky Cabrera, a single, a run scored, and called out on strikes.
Gets the right type of bat angle, but just gets a good part of the wood on it.
2 down, bases are empty. 6 in a row, retired by Wright since the home run by LaRoche in the 3rd inning. One-0 delivery to Cabrera. That'll be taken down low for a ball. Wright coming off the non-decision. Miami. 7 innings, no runs, 3 hits. That'll be a base hit. So Cabrera gets his 2nd hit of the game. He is 2 for 3. 3 hits in the doubleheader. 3, 4, 7. Get in on the baseball action with Masson. Text the word Orioles to 29292 for team alerts and chances to win exclusive prizes all season long, including meet and greets with your favorite players. Again, that's Orioles 29292 for O's alerts you can't miss. Abreu with 2 down. Base hit, and he is flying out to center field. 1 for 6 in this doubleheader. He's the DH towards third base. Manny Machado high hop. He'll go to second. Get the out with clarity there. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Orioles on top 4-3. Career high 8 RBIs, did it at the Kingdome, and Brother Billy also went deep for the Birds in that same game. And in 1951 on this day, Willie Mays got his first career hit, started his career going 0 for 12. He got it off Warren Spahn, and ironically it would be the first of 18 home runs that Willie would hit off the Hall of Famer Warren Spahn, more than he hit off any other pitcher. Spahn, one of the great left-handers, his plaque in the Hall, 21 seasons, 363 wins, including 382 career complete games. A 3.09 career ERA. Spawn insane and pray for rain. That's what used to be the saying when they had a 2-man staff, really. They won ball games.
Amazing.
Milwaukee when it was either Warren Spahn or Johnny Sain pitching. 1-0 delivery on the way. As Chris Davis stands in, a double and an RBI, reached on a walk and scored. So Spahn had 363 career wins and 382 complete games.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy? There should be another place for these guys that do stuff like that. I mean, that's ridiculous. Come on. 380-something complete games. How the heck did his arm not fall off?
Yeah.
You know?
How did they do it? 21 years. Can you imagine pitching on a 4-man rotation? 21 years?
Yeah.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Yeah, I don't know. That's there for a strike in the inside corner. Just kind of shakes his head at. Beck 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. The Orioles 4 runs, 7 hits off him. Shift on. Bonifacio way out in right field, the second baseman. Davis will take it inside.
Just missed. See Giovanni Soto, how he's thrown the ball back to pitcher Chris Beck every time. He drops to a knee. So he'll receive the ball or strike, stays on the knee, and then just kind of falls forward and flips it, rubs his hand in the dirt. And every time he does that, and you wonder if he's got a little maybe throwing thing going on, and can the Orioles expose that a little bit? Or maybe a delayed steal or something, you know, when he starts to take a knee, is it going to mess him up?
He would not be the first catcher to have trouble throwing the ball back to the mound.
No.
And have a cannon for throws at second. 3-2 delivery on the way to Davis, and that's inside. So that's 4 walks surrendered by Beck. The Orioles get the leadoff man on. Bullpen active with Oliver Drake for the Orioles. Well, let's see if the Orioles can make Beck pay for a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. Clevenger coming up. He's got an RBI base hit. He has been called out on strikes. Infield playing for 2. Gillespie in a bit at third. Step off and a look over.
Yeah, just the hold there to see if Clevenger might tip that he's bunting, but I doubt it. Big hole with Davis at first base. Clevenger swinging the bat well in AAA. Orioles have the lead, middle of the ball game. Let them swing it.
Beck's delivery outside. 1 error committed in the game. Charged to the White Sox 3rd inning. So one of those runs in the 3rd was unearned, since the error allowed 2 runners to move up into scoring position. And one of them would score. Davis short lead at first. There he goes. Swung on and fouled off Soto. How about that?
Yeah. Chris Davis, pretty good jump over there. Now looking at Chris Beck, doesn't have a slide step, not very quick to the plate. You see the high knee kick, and off he goes. Davis putting the head down, then picking it back up. See if Clevenger puts the ball in play. Find where the ball is. That's what base runners have to do. They get doubled off on a weak fly ball.
1 ball, 1 strike count. It's not a big lead over there at first base for Davis. And there's the throw over. Beck has thrown 75 pitches in the ball game. Let me remind you, it is his major league debut. Minor league games this year, 8 starts. He was throwing in around 100 pitches a ball game. 1-1 delivery on the way. Nice changeup. He got in there for a strike 1 and 2. Floated that one in.
Yeah, that little off-speed pitch working itself on that outside corner. There's Clevenger went with the changeup in his last at bat, slapping it the other way.
One and 2. Chris Davis has probably drawn more throws to first base in this at bat by Clevenger than in his entire career.
See, you just show something one time and then I think you're going to run.
Everybody gets concerned.
Yeah.
One, 2 the count. And that's way up high. Soto's going to go out. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Soto came over from the Chicago Cubs. He's had some problems with some injuries the last few years, limited his playing time, but they're hoping he can regain that health, and he and Flowers split the time.
A lot of experience there in Chicago and Texas and Oakland with Giovanni Soto. High pick, high prospect back in the times, even when he was with the Cubs. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Nobody out. Here in the 5th inning, Orioles trying to add to that 1-run lead. Runner not going. Pitch in and foul back. Well, that'll hold the count 2-2. Clevenger not real happy. Thought he should have driven that one.
Yeah, you get pitches up and out over when you have 2 strikes, and you get in that protect mode. And when a cookie comes in, eyes light up, and boy, if you foul it off and don't do what you had hoped with it, get a little frustrated.
Here's the 2-2 again. Clevenger ground ball towards second base. Bonifacio one. Nice flip. Relay made by Beckham, and they turn the double play. So the Orioles lose that leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. 2 down.
Good job by Beck. Getting that ground ball. Bonifacio over to Beckham and on to LaRoche for the big double play.
So 2 down with the bases empty. J.J. Hardy, RBI base hit. And he has popped up. Orioles RBIs to Jones, Davis, Clevenger, and Hardy for the 4-3 lead. Beck's delivery to him in the air, not deep, center. Eaton, shortstop calls it. Beckham will take it. So that'll do it. Only 3 batters faced here in the 5th inning. The Orioles up by 1.
Staying red hot, driving a double into the gap, scoring Jimmy Paredes, and then Steve Clevenger arriving with a bang. Big base hit, scoring Adam Jones. Ball kicking away. J.J. Hardy driving in Chris Davis down the line. Nice try by Gillespie, but Davis ends up scoring. Remember, Geico 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote. Mike right out of the ball game. 5 innings, 6 hits given up. It's the 3 runs, a back and forth ball game. Hey, he can't shut him out every time. I think a nice effort in keeping his team in this game. A long day for the Orioles. 81 pitches. And now it's time for our AT&T call to the bullpen. AT&T, proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. AT&T mobilizing your world. Well, Oliver Drake coming in. Take a look at his pitch arsenal. Fastball 41% of the time. Fastball's gotten good too. Occasional breaking ball. The change is a split finger. Pretty filthy pitch. Nothing on the board for an earned run average. 4 punch outs, no walks for Oliver Drake.
So Drake will go to work, try to maintain this 1-run lead. They're in the 6th inning. LaRoche, home run number 5, 3rd inning with a runner on. And the pitch will be taken inside for a 2-0 count.
Oliver Drake, a great story in this organization. One-time starter, had some arm problems, worked through some surgeries, moved to the bullpen a couple of years ago, started to flourish again. Some good years closing in AAA, and gets his opportunity finally. So you work hard, you have the right attitude, and good things can happen. Oliver Drake, great example of perseverance wanting to get here, and now doing a nice job in his opportunity.
LaRoche stepping out of the batter's box, so response from Drake will be to go to the back of the mound. Came up May 23. 0-1, .96 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 16 relief appearances for the Tides this season, and that's not good. A leadoff walk. So the White Sox will get the potential tying run on to start the 6th inning. LaRoche, who draws a lot of walks, gets the first one the White Sox have picked up in the game. And that will bring up Beckham. Beckham has struck out, grounded out. He's checking the Joe McEwing down at third on the signs here. As Gordon Beckham 2 for 6 in the doubleheader. Manny Machado even with the bag at third. And the pitch taken outside. 5 in a row miss. Clevenger heads out.
Well, Clevenger has caught Oliver Drake before, so knows when he's on and off, trying to get him back in line. More aggressive in the strike zone, get ahead, and then go to work with that split finger. Nice job. We've seen him do a nice job throwing that splitty for strikes, but then when he wants to get the swing and miss, has the ability to bury it down in the dirt.
2013 became a bullpen specialist with Bowie in there for a strike. 1-1. Drake trying to find that strike zone, and Beckham waiting on the strike. Now we'll see what he really wants to do here. I believe he's got to be hitting away. They're trying to stay away from that double play, of course. And Beckham on the big cut. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Gordon Beckham.
Oliver Drake coming up with that split finger, a pitch that he developed basically on his own, and his go-to pitch.
That one will miss. Had movement. And a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Game 1. White Sox won it 3-2. Sale over Tyler Wilson. Trika getting his first save of the year.
There's that split finger grip. Holds it with that grip so he doesn't have to make too many adjustments when he goes to his glove.
Good stop by Clevenger as that one bounced. Kind of pitches you really have to work on how you're going to go to the grip, because that sometimes gives your pitch away. And at this level in particular, dugouts, managers, coaches, and players are all looking for some tip.
They sure are. You do a little something different with your glove. If you start with a fastball grip and have to change to a split finger grip in your glove, something has to happen.
Ball hit in the air down the line towards that pole, and it will be a foul ball. And a 3 ball, 2 strike count on Beckham. Do you ever have anybody you think of off the top, a great either player, manager, coach, whatever, that picked up on things like that more than?
Oh my, there were so many guys.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I was just, are you kidding me? How do you see that stuff? A lot of great players. Robbie Alomar was incredible at that stuff. He'd always point out, oh yeah, he's going to throw a changeup here, and sure enough, he'd throw a changeup. Well, what did you look for? What did you see? He tried to explain it to me. I couldn't pick anything up. He is the master at that stuff.
There are guys who just seem to have a sixth sense about that.
Yeah.
Rick Sutcliffe, who had done a lot of games with postseason, Rick's great at that. Rick picks up, and he can show me on replay, and I still don't see what he saw, and it's like automatic to him. He just says he's tipping with his glove. He's holding his glove this way, not that way. It's got a little turn to it. Yep. The web's pointing in, not out. And it can matter, obviously, at this level. The hitter knows what's coming. 3-2, runner on at first base. Very short lead. LaRoche popped up. Third base, Machado over, and no play.
And you always look for something that will give you an advantage. I mean, these guys throwing mid-90s, nasty movement all over the place. So if a pitcher tips something, if it's just one pitch, you can get rid of a couple others, push them away, and just focus on that one pitch.
Yep. 3-2 here with the leadoff man on. Key sixth inning. 3-2 delivery again and again. Beckham able to fight it off. So holds the count at 3-2.
Beckham fouling off some tough pitches. Drake not giving in, staying aggressive. And working all over the perimeter of the plate. Beckham doing a good job. Keep this at bat alive.
Beckham, a .245 career hitter coming into this season with the White Sox. Will take it up high. So Beckham worked that free pass. 2 walks to start the 6th inning. And the White Sox got a shot here at having an inning. Oriole Park is the perfect setting for your next group outing. Gather up family, friends, co-workers, colleagues. Have a fun-filled day or night here at the Yard. Discounted ticket prices for groups as small as 15. Party facilities to fit up to 1,000. Oriole Park, Camden Yards can make your group outing a great experience. For details, Orioles.com/groups. Nobody out, 2 on. Connor Gillespie. He has grounded out twice. Only 2 chances with runners in scoring position in this ball game for the White Sox. Now they get their 3rd with Gillespie at the plate. And that pitch is going to miss for a ball. So Drake really struggling. Trying to find that strike zone, getting behind these hitters. Already 15 pitches thrown here. And no outs recorded in the 6th.
Well, both teams really don't want to get into their bullpen too much. From here, the White Sox still on a road trip where they have to go to Houston and then to Texas, where Rangers are starting to play some great baseball. They've won 8 out of 10 games. Prince Fielder down there starting to tear it up. So the White Sox tough finish, or way to finish up the road trip. And the Orioles have Tampa Bay coming into town, so you want to play well against your division, and then they have to head down to Houston. So you want to have fresh arms, keep it crisp. So I don't think they're going to be digging into the bullpens too much.
Keep in mind, this was supposed to be a day off for both teams. This is a day off players lose. And you cherish those. It is in there for a strike. Good off-speed delivery. 1 ball, 2 strike count from Drake to Gillespie. White Sox coming in strictly for today for the doubleheader. Take off after this ball game. The Orioles were going to play this doubleheader starting at 4 o'clock. But at the request of the White Sox, they moved it up to a 1 o'clock start for game 1. Just to give them a break, as Buck Showalter said. We'll hope for a reciprocal act at some point from the White Sox when needed. 1-2 delivery. Tied him up, but it missed. And a 2 ball, 2 strike count on Gillespie.
I will say this, they are doing a nice job laying off that split finger down in the zone. That is Oliver Drake's swing and miss pitch. They are not biting on it right now.
LaRoche and Beckham, the base runners, at 2nd and 1st. The Orioles infield double play depth, the outfield straight away. A lot of sun on Snyder in right field. A little bit on Jones in center. 2-2 delivery on the way, and the ball is popped up. Clevenger back, and that will be over the screen. There'll only be 1 announcement on attendance, since this is a straight twin bill doubleheader. So we'll get an attendance mark a little later. Clearly a goodly number of folks came in for the end of game 1 and have stayed for game 2. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Boy, this has been a tough inning for Drake already. If he can get a ground ball double play right here, it will ease the pain. Snyder shading his eyes out there with that sun coming through right at him. 2-2. That's, of course, where the ball goes. Snyder, though, got himself lined up. Makes the catch. Runner tags. Throw will come into second base. Cut off. They got the runner at first to slip. Tag put on for the out. Beckham was trying to go halfway, and when he turned to go back to first base, he slipped and fell. And the Orioles get a tremendous break as they'll get 2 outs on the fly ball.
You asked for that double play. Here you go, right to Snyder. Snyder, nice job getting behind this baseball. Strong throw in. So strong that Beckham thinks it's going to go all the way to third. Nice job cutting it. And the slip, able to get the easy out. Not smart base running there.
Wow.
Good play by the Orioles defense.
Very big play. And now there are 2 down with a runner at third. LaRoche did tag up, moved over to third base. And the pitch taken by Soto for a ball. Soto has doubled and flied out. Strange things happen in this game. 1-0 delivery on the way. That'll be up high. It's why all managers and players talk about fundamentals. It's why fundamentals matter. Get the ball to the cutoff man, even though that wasn't quite as planned.
Yeah.
Something might happen. A guy falls down, slips, doesn't get back.
Exactly.
And you get an out. And for Snyder, we just talked about the sun in his eyes. He'd gotten himself lined up so that he was facing the stands away from the sun so that he could catch the ball not looking into it, which he did. And certainly when he threw that ball back to the infield, he had no idea he was going to end up getting another out.
Right. But execute the fundamentals and good things will happen.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and that's going to be outside. And the count goes to 3-1. And boy, that double play matters as Drake continues to struggle here trying to find strikes. Potential tying run at third. Adam LaRoche drops that one in there. Comes back to take it full. 3-2. Here's LaRoche. Soto's had only 2 hits and 16 chances with runners in scoring position this year. 3-2 delivery. He walked him. That's 3 walks in the inning and not a run is scored. First and third, 2 down.
A lot of those split fingers. Not finding the great command that we've seen in his previous 2 outings here at the major league level.
Dave Wallace, pitching coach, on his way out. So they'll have a discussion here. With 2 down, just want to get that one final out here. We do get the attendance. 18,441. 18,441 for the doubleheader. Orioles stay right here, right back at it as they open up the series against Tampa Bay tomorrow. 6:30 goes extra, 7 o'clock for the ball game. Miguel Gonzalez 5-3, Nathan Carnes 3-2. Tampa Bay in town. Starts tomorrow night. Note the start times. Tomorrow 7 o'clock, Saturday 4, and Sunday 1:30. With 2 away. First pitch strike in there. Shuck has grounded out and flied out. A rugged inning of 27 pitches so far for Drake, but he's got a shot to get out of this and protect the 1-run lead the Orioles have. Shuck to second, hauled in by Flaherty, and that is the inning. So no runs, no hits, couple left on base. Armas the do-ups, Flaherty, Lowe, and Manny Machado. On Madison, brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for 80 years. Meditation time as we sit watching the sunset here in Baltimore. I am my own. Are they in a bathtub? I hope not. Lots of blue sky. After a cloudy afternoon, it's cleared out. Commercial plane or Navy jet? What do you think? Pitch is taken for a strike. They heard Oliver Drake was pitching. Flyover.
Yeah.
40,000 feet. But Ryan Flaherty leading it off. Popped up. Beckham, Gillespie, reaching. Tell me if he got it, Larry. Do you get it? Larry, do you get it? No. Close, but not quite. Larry Vanover, third base umpire right there.
Pretty good effort by Gillespie over at third base. Tracking the ball, jumping up into the stands. Tough when you have 5 or 6 bodies all around you, but good concentration. And this probably runs into an arm. Yeah, actually just misses. Good effort, though.
0-2 to the gap. It mattered that he didn't get that. It'll take one hop off the screen. Flaherty on his way to second base. Shuck gets it in, and the Orioles have a leadoff double here in the 6th inning.
Good swing there for Ryan Flaherty. A couple quick stints on the disabled list with the groin injury, picking up his 4th double here. The high fastball keeps the flat bat through the zone. No dip at all with the barrel of that. It stays on top, driving it out into the gap, beating the right fielder, Shuck. Good way to start the inning.
So the Orioles pick up hit number 8 and a chance to extend that lead. White Sox are playing for a bunt here. David Lowe is single grounded out. Gillespie comes in at third. LaRoche has not moved in at first base, though. Lowe's going to bunt it down to first. Great bunt. Sacrifice there for Lowe as he moves Flaherty over to third base. The O's join Major League Baseball honoring the armed forces on Memorial Day wearing special jerseys and caps. Show your support. Go to Orioles.com/auction. Place a bid on one of these unique items signed by the player or coach who wore it, and it's authenticated. All the benefits go to the Fort Meade Alliance Foundation. So it's Orioles.com/auction. Infield is in. Brad Brock getting ready in the bullpen for the Orioles. Manny Machado, the RBI chance. Infield in, 1 out. First ball hitting, pops it up and foul. Manny a triple, scored in the first inning, has walked and struck out. 1 hit, 6 at bats here in the doubleheader.
Manny, a good swing there. He's been swinging the bat very well. Nice job by David Lowe to lay that bunt down, get Ryan Flaherty over to third base.
0-1 delivery on the way. Ground ball, runner not coming. Beckham records the out. That's a big out. So the infield in works. And now with 2 down, they can back up. 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position today for the Orioles.
Chris Beck knowing what to do with a 2-seamer. Getting Manny on top of it. The ground ball hit right at Beckham at short.
Kind of forgotten this is his major league debut. He settled in and pitched.
He has.
Pitched pretty well. Some tough situations. Snyder will take it down low. A double, 1 for 3.
Yeah, had a real rough first inning. The third inning, they were getting to him. He didn't think he was going to make it through, but found a way. And even the pitch count, pretty manageable.
Off the end of the bat, but for an error, this would be a tie ball game. Unearned run in the third inning is the difference right now. Flaherty with a double, now at third. And Beck 2 down. 1-1 delivery. Just missed with it. 2 ball, 1 strike count. '24-year-old to look over to third. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Snyder takes it, and it's 3-1. Paredes is waiting on deck.
Yeah, I'm sure Robin Ventura's over there thinking, man, why doesn't he take his chances with Snyder going up against Paredes, one of the better hitters in the game right now.
Off-speed pitch is going to be fouled back. So here's a rookie in his major league debut. Gets behind in the count and throws an off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
That's how they're learning.
It is. You're exactly right. And especially when you don't have overpowering stuff. Now, Chris Beck has a good fastball. And we've seen him get it up there to 94. The location, the key. You see the Nissan pitch track keeping everything away, but mixing it up, especially in those hitters' counts.
3-2 delivery is fouled off. Count remains full. Snyder trying to get an important run in from third base here in the 6th inning. Each team has had the lead in this ball game. With 2 down, the 3-2 delivery again, and that's going to be a base hit over the glove of Bonifacio. A 2-out RBI. Travis Snyder's second hit of the game, and the Orioles increase their lead to 5-3.
A nice swing there by Travis Snyder, and nice to see some manufacturing runs working for the Orioles. The leadoff double by Flaherty, the bunt by David Lowe, and then Snyder able to come through with a rocket just by Bonifacio. I mean, that ball is about head high, and it just skids by him. He can't even get a piece of leather on. Good swing by Snyder.
10th RBI of the year, and again, Don Cooper on his way out to the mound with 2 away here in the 6th inning. Well, it's a big hit by Snyder, 2 for 4 ball game. And Jennings in the bullpen.
Going over a little game plan of how they're going to attack Jimmy Paredes, try to find this third out. It's Travis Snyder keeping the inning going.
Paredes drew a walk in the 1st inning and scored on the RBI double by Davis. Jones had an RBI that inning and a ground ball out. Clevenger and Hardy had RBI base hits in the 3rd. And now Snyder, RBI single here in the 6th. And Paredes will take the pitch away. 0 for 2 in this one, 0 for 6 in the doubleheader. Paredes with a great start here this season through the first quarter of it. Has put the Orioles' designated hitter numbers up there 1st or 2nd in just about every offensive department. Average-wise, Orioles DHs are 2nd starting the day in the American League. Texas with a higher average. Orioles also in RBIs, top 3. They are 3rd in that department. And most of that is Jimmy Paredes. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Reached for it, fouled it off outside of first.
Beck likes the changeup, and he's thrown some good ones back to back to Jimmy Paredes. One away, that one in. Located pretty well, and now finds himself ahead. He sticks with that backwards plan, tries to sneak a fastball here by Paredes.
Certainly this will be his last inning. He's thrown 97 pitches. The bullpen has been ready. Robert Ventura would like to give him a chance to be the beneficiary of any runs the White Sox might pick up in the next half inning, but he's got to get the Orioles out. Radius will go upstairs and foul it straight back, and the count will stay at 1-2. Orioles have had somebody on in every inning of this ball game. They've left 6. White Sox have left 5. There's only been one clean inning. That was the 4th inning by Wright. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Reach for it up the middle. Bonifacio diving, can't get it. It'll die in the outfield grass. All the way over to third is Snyder, and Paredes has got a base hit. And the runner's on at first and third now with 2 down.
There you go. Can't keep him down. He'll find a way. And another tough pitch and stays on it. Picking up a base hit back through the middle. Beck almost flags it down. A little bit of a flinch, and Bonifacio can't get to it. Nice read by Snyder. Doing the speed of that ball and able to get himself over to third base. Diving effort there by Bonifacio.
This is where it's tough for an American League manager. Do you leave your guy in, one batter too many? Bullpen's ready. You're down by 2. 2 down. And you got Adam Jones up. RBI and a ground ball up. Singleton scored, and he is flied out. 2 down, first and third. Jones on one jam shot is fouled off. That hit him in the batter's box. Soto went out just in case.
Adam Jones beating himself up a little bit. Fouling a couple balls off his body. Sat on his ankle, sliding into home. Here the two-seamer running it in and catches it right off the back thigh. So through a long doubleheader, going to have ice bags all over his body.
All kinds of protection from that third inning. When he came around to score, play at the plate, watch that left ankle. Just got all tied up. Kind of an ugly fall. He went down, but walked into the dugout. Ground ball towards short. Got to force it second. And that's where Beckham goes to Bonifacio to get the out. But the Orioles had a big run. 1 run, 3 hits, a couple are left on, and the Orioles extend their lead to 2.
Gets Connor Gillespie to fly out to Travis Snyder. Snyder gets himself in a good position. But look at J.J. Hardy come in, hit that ball before it hits the ground, and they're able to double off Beckham after 2 walks by Drake. They get out of the inning unscathed. Orioles with the lead 5-3 in the top of the 7th, and that'll bring Brad Brock in. It's time for a little relief for your car too. Visit Jiffy Lube for regular oil changes and help prevent damage and wear to your engine. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. Oh, Brad Brock, one of the big arms in the back end of this bullpen. Fastball 65% of the time, 94-95 with that crossbody fireball. Breaking balls, the hard slider 11% of the time. Of course, the great change as well. 3.42 earned run average. 3 wins on the year for Brock. 30 punch-outs, 8 walks. Opponents hitting .212 overall.
And we go to the 7th inning. Pitch will be taken. Bonifacio down low for a ball. He has popped out twice. Then the top of the order, Eaton and Melky Cabrera due up. Emilio Bonifacio. Orioles lead it 5-3. They have out hit the White Sox 10-6. Showed bunt, taking all the way. It is in there for a strike. Wright worked 5 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, no walks, 2 Ks. Drake an inning, 3 walks, but that's all. And now Brad Brock on. 1-1 delivery, swung at and fouled off. Clevenger at the plate. 1-2.
Brad Brock, one of the rare pitchers that swing and miss stuff. Great changeup coming out of his hand, looking just like the fastball. Great arm speed. Diving circle change.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and it will miss away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brock making his first appearance against the White Sox this season. Only the 3rd game they've played, of course. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Outfield shaded to left. Bonifacio fouls it right straight back. And the count will stay at 2-2. First game of the doubleheader, won by the White Sox 3-2. The Orioles didn't score till the 9th on a Chris Davis home run, good for 2 RBIs. Sale got the win over Wilson, with Patrica getting a save. Flaherty shovels it over and gets the out. Play by Ryan Flaherty.
Yeah, beautiful play. A couple different ways you can try to get this ball out of your glove. He decides a little power feed right there, gives himself a nice angle to make that play, and it's a strong power feed. Get the speedy Bonifacio. Got to make that decision up on your way. Nice play by Flaherty.
Oh, they get that first out here in the 7th inning. Here's Eaton. Home run to lead off the ball game since he has grounded out twice. The White Sox center fielder. He'll take the pitch outside. Machado cutting off his chance for a bunt, moving in at 3rd. Here you see the alignment. 1-0 delivery on the way to him. Ball put up in the air towards the gap. Jones. And Adam puts it away for the out. 2 down. Follow the Orioles all season. MLB.com at bat. #1 app for live baseball. That bat up to the moment at any moment. In-game highlights, live look-ins, replays, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. 2 down, 7th inning. Cabrera, a couple of hits, and he's been called out on strikes. Switch hitter Melky Cabrera. Brock looking for a quick 7th inning. And we'll start it out with a strike.
Cabrera kind of standing there questioning that call without saying any words. Tough to get that outside corner with Brad Brock. He starts on the first base side of the rubber, but throws across his body. And really tough to pick it up. You cannot give up on that outer 3rd. Brock painting it there.
1-1 delivery on the way. And a 2 ball, 1 strike count. 2-1 with 2 down here in the 7th. First game of pitchers duel. This one started out like it would be all offense. Pitchers settled in a bit in the middle of the ball game. A lot more offense than we saw in game 1. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Brock's got that outside edge. He got the first call. Got back out there, and he's got Cabrera reaching out there to try to put the ball in play. See the Nissan pitch track working that outer edge.
In the air, Jones back near the warning track and makes the catch. Nothing wrong with that ankle, not on that catch anyway. Couple of good defensive plays in the inning, and it's 1-2-3 for Brad Brock. Jones hauling it in. 7th inning stretch time, game 2 of our doubleheader with the Orioles up by 2. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick back here with you at the ballpark. So a couple of the future starters probably for the Orioles we've gotten to see today right here pitching in this game, and Tyler Wilson in game number 1. What'd you think?
I think they look great. I think this is a great experience for them. They both opened some eyes, obviously, with their numbers as they climbed through the minor leagues. Both had solid spring trainings, and I think this is a good opportunity for them. They don't seem to be intimidated by all. I think this is part of this Orioles team. They make guys feel welcome. They understand that you're not here just to make it to the big leagues. You're here to help them win, and they've both done a nice job. Oliver Drake's done a nice job, and Chaz Rowe as well. A lot of the guys they call up, and really, those guys are the key to the Orioles' success. We've seen that over the last 3 years. The call-ups and everybody being involved in this organization. The importance of players filling in when other players go down with injury. So these guys have stepped up and done a nice job.
Yeah, they've really added to the numbers as far as the options are concerned for the Orioles. Now Chicago's going to go to the bullpen, and Dan Jennings is on.
Yeah, Dan Jennings is primarily a two-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider. You see the 6.63 earned run average. Opponents up to 229. Off Jennings.
Towering fly ball hit the other way. Chris Davis on one pitch will be retired. Cabrera out there to put it away, and one away here in the 7th inning.
Pretty good start here for Chris Beck, making his debut. 6 innings. He gave up the 10 hits. So Orioles offense kept working him. A couple tough innings. Scored the 5 runs. 4 of them earned. 4 walks and 3 punch-outs. 101 pitches thrown. So Chris Beck, pretty nice job in his major league debut.
Steve Clevenger doing the catching here in the second game of the doubleheaders. Had an RBI base hit. 1 for 3 will foul it away. I was thinking as the getting ready to come in here, I looked at the clock out there, the countdown clock to start the inning for the pitchers. It's all but been forgotten, hasn't it? We don't even think about it anymore. I mean, the clock, the pitcher's got to be ready, all that discussion, spring training, how would it affect the game, etc. I don't think he's done anything. We don't even look out there anymore. I'm not sure anybody does. Everybody's ready to go before the clock that shows up on that board, 2:30 or 2:45, depending on the game and who's broadcasting it. But it's all but forgotten. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. The game's been shaved as far as time of games around Major League Baseball. Coming into today, the average is 2 hours and 56 minutes. It's gone up a couple of ticks here in the last 10 days. Last year it was 3 hours 7 minutes. So 11 minutes a game saved this year. Shorter games than last year, which maybe it's because of the clock. I don't know. Broken bat, center field, and that will fall in for a base hit. So Clevenger really shattered that one. Has a 2 for 4 return to the majors in this second game of the doubleheader. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. And if you look like that, we won't let you disseminate anything. Rah! Oh, mercy. Kid's going to be a hockey player. Here's J.J. Hardy with one down. Hardy has picked up an RBI and a base hit, popped up a couple of times. 1 hit, 6 at bats here in the doubleheader. Clevenger on at first base. Orioles 11 hits in the game.
And I see the Orioles offense starting to come around. Starting to feel that good vibe, more confident at bats. Good to see them get up into the double digits in hits, and 5 runs here in this second game.
Breaking ball will catch the corner and the knees. Hardy with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Ryan Flaherty waiting on deck, then David Lowe that gets that fire here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Clevenger probably not going to go anywhere here. You don't want to record an out on the base paths. 2-run lead, 7th inning. Only 1 out. 1-1 delivery. Hardy, another pitch coming in on him. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
I think the fact that the Orioles have been running a little bit more here the last couple days. And you start getting into the head of the opposing manager, and they think, okay, certain counts they might be trying to do hit and runs and push to get the offense going, continue that, but not in this situation.
Another breaking ball, and he got him. Those pitches really coming in hard. Hardy a strikeout victim.
The breaking ball there, the hard slider from Dan Jennings. J.J. Hardy right over the top of it. See that slider spin, well located down and in to the righty.
So 2 away. Flaherty picked up a double, scored in the 6th inning. RBI by Snyder drove him in with 2 away. Pitch will be taken outside for a ball. Orioles had a 2-out RBI back in the 1st inning. Added to that in the 6th inning with that 2-out RBI, and again the throw over. Daniel Webb in the bullpen, and the Orioles have Darren O'Day up. One 0 count, 2 down. Orioles up 5-3. And Buck Showalter, Dave Wallace in a position regarding the pitching where at this point they can actually breathe.
Yeah.
You got a 2-run lead in the 7th of the second game of the doubleheader.
Boy.
You sweat these days out regarding your pitching and how much you're going to eat it up and win. And in this ball game, the Orioles, this day, Orioles done a real good job of not having to extend the bullpen. 2-0 delivery on the way, and that ball down the line. That should fall in. It will. It will be cut off by Schuck. Over to third base goes Clevenger. It'll be a long single. Throw goes to third for some reason. And that'll be short hop by Gillespie. So Flaherty's got his second hit. He's 2 for 4. The corners are covered with 2 down.
Now Ryan Flaherty, a nice job keeping the hands tight to the body. A lot of times we have seen Flaherty hook this ball into the stands, but when you pull your hands in tight, let that bat hit follow through. Instead of casting, you're going to come up with those clean base hits. Nice swing by Ryan Flaherty.
So the Orioles have a dozen hits in the ball game. Flaherty's got 2 of them. Don Cooper back out to the pitching mound to talk here with Jennings, with David Lowe coming up and 2 down. Well, the offense has struggled for the White Sox. Their pitching has not been a whole lot better overall. They are ranked 13th in ERA. Their starters are 13th and their bullpen is 10th. So all around, it's been tough for the White Sox to win ball games. Yet they have the same record the Orioles do.
They're in a tough division right now.
Yep.
That makes them look a little worse than they probably are. Some hot teams in that Central: Kansas City, Minnesota, Detroit.
First and third, 2 away. Low will take the pitch for a ball. The beast that was the East isn't much of a beast at this point. Winningest team has 25 wins. That's the fewest number of wins for any division leader. Every other division at least 28 wins for the leader. 1-0 delivery on the way. Low, another shattered bat. This will be a tough play. Circle, Beckham guns it. Not in time. Ball gets away. Another run will score. Runners will move up. Flaherty the turn at third. Coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. Soto's tag in time to record the out. Flaherty thought he might have slid around him and gotten in. Buck Showalter's at the top step. They're going to hold everybody right here. He may want to challenge this.
Yeah, Ryan Flaherty kind of slides by, and you don't know if Soto got him on that first attempt at tagging his body. Flaherty going to the backside. You see Soto reaching out, but doesn't get him there, unless he caught him on that knee, which he may have.
Showalter waiting to see if he wants to challenge this or not.
Yeah, there's that knee.
Yeah. And he says no, so that will be it. But the Orioles add another run, and we will go to the 8th inning with the O's lead extended to 3. Come to town. It'll be Miguel Gonzalez on the mound against Nathan Carnes. Our coverage on MASN 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Southwest, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
And take a look at tomorrow's starters. Nathan Carnes, 3 wins on the season. Last 5 starts, he's given up 2 runs or less. So Carnes pitching well. Miguel Gonzalez looking for that bounce back outing. He's been pitching very well for the Orioles. 5 wins on the season at 3.83, but in his last start, 4 innings, still got 3 walks in that game. And the Orioles have a new big arm coming out of their pen. Darren O'Day on the mound right now. Fastball 52%, the breaking ball 48%. Occasional change. 1.06 earned run average, 17 punch outs, just 2 walks for O'Day.
And Abreu will lead it off against him. Abreu's 1 for 3 in the ball game. In that 7th inning, the Orioles get a run on 3 hits, 1 error charged, and 1 left on base. There is an RBI. Lowe picks up the RBI on the base hit. The error allows him to go to second base. That didn't matter, though, because that was going to be the end of the inning on the play made by Shuck to Soto to record the out at the plate on Flaherty. Well, that's how the inning ended. 1 ball, 1 strike count. So Lowe, a couple of hits in the ball game. Flaherty, a couple of hits in the ball game. Hardy, RBI base hit. They had the bottom 3 in the order. 1-1 delivery on the way. Jammed him with a pop up to shallow right field. Flaherty wants it and will make the catch.
The Orioles have done a nice job neutralizing Abreu in this series.
He's had only the 1 single in 8 at bats here in the doubleheader. One down here in the 8th inning. Here's LaRoche, 2-run homer in the 3rd. 1 for 2 and a walk in the ball game. Adam LaRoche continues the Chicago tradition of his dad, Dave LaRoche, who pitched in the majors. I think 3 ball clubs, and one of those was the White Sox, and Dave would go on to coach as well for the White Sox organization. Wonderful man. Adam's dad, nicknamed La-Lob, as he threw that big ephus type pitch when he was on the mound. 1-0 count. Breaking ball, and it's just going to miss. 2-0. So out of the bullpen, Drake an inning, gave up nothing. Brock an inning, retired 3 batters that he faced. Now O'Day, right, a chance to pick up the win would be 2-0. And Chris Beck in his major league debut with the White Sox could be the losing pitcher in this ball game. The starter, 5 runs, 4 earned, 10 hits over 6. Lashed foul.
LaRoche put some good swings on the baseball this afternoon. Both games of the doubleheader. See Daniel Webb out in the White Sox bullpen.
Second time he's been up in the pen for Chicago. 2 ball, 1 strike count. LaRoche will take it. Tied him up. That's the best of O'Day right there. It looks like it's going to be a mile away from the strike zone, and it ends up coming back in on you, and the hitter's already given up on the pitch.
Yeah, well, Darren O'Day, most pitchers will not have success if they cannot locate their pitches. Darren O'Day is so good at the ability to locate his slider both inside and out.
2-2 will come inside under that right arm, and the count goes 3 balls, 2 strikes. LaRoche 1-2. Only times he has faced Darren O'Day. Beckham waiting on deck. White Sox 1 in the 1st and 2 in the 3rd for their runs. Broke the bat. That'll be handled in shallow left center field. Machado was there on the shift, and LaRoche is retired.
O'Day keeping it off the barrel. Getting some lumber there, breaking some bats. Couple weak fly ball outs.
2 down with the bases empty. Gordon Beckham struck out, grounded out, drew a walk in the 6th inning, and ended up in a big double play. Ended up after a couple of walks were surrendered by Oliver Drake in that 6th inning. Leadoff walks. Orioles were able to turn 2.
Yeah, that was a big momentum shifter there. Yeah. It seemed like the White Sox knocking on the door, a good opportunity. Drake didn't really have his best command. Had 3 walks in that inning with that big double play, and then Beckham's base running mistake in the end of that double play. So
it went 9-6-3 as Beckham, who was on first base, trying to go halfway, tried to get back to the bag and slipped. And the Orioles able to get the throw over to Davis to apply the tag from Snyder to Hardy to Davis. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Great pitch.
Yeah, really is a great pitch. Tremendous amount of break. Starts off on the inner third, ends up on the outer third. Great location, great change of speeds. Beckham way out in front.
Two down and a 1-2 count on Beckham. Got him. So Day comes on and retires the side in order. Oriole pitchers have set Chicago down 1-2-3 three times in this game. Magnificent picture right there in the center of your screen. Is that a handsome man or what? Mike Boarding.
What a good looking guy.
You really look good for that picture.
I really did.
Yeah, you did.
Take a look. The future is here today. Tyler Wilson, 6 innings, 5 hits, a couple earned runs, a walk and a K. Mike Wright as well. Good outing. Mike Wright, his second win. Tyler Wilson picked up his first win in a relief appearance, but these two guys are what this organization is all about. You draft the players, you work them through player development, have them climb that ladder, and basically every coach has been a part of this success. I mean, there have been pitching coaches up and down the Orioles organization that are so proud of these guys, the effort that they put in there. You know, Rick Peterson's down there, the pitching coordinator, but McGregor, Blaine Beatty, Mike Griffin, Alan Mills, all those guys have had a part in their success making it here. Daniel Webb this season in Triple-A, 4.10 or 01 earned run average with 1 win, 21 punch-outs, 14 walks for Webb.
And the Orioles get the top of the order up against him. Jennings worked an inning, a run on 3 hits and a strikeout. Manny Machado goes after the first pitch, right center. Coming over to get it will be Adam Eaton. Machado retired, a triple, a walk, strikeout, fly ball out, and the ground ball out. And Zach Britton getting ready in the bullpen for the Orioles. It is a save situation at the moment anyway. Snyder, big hit in the 6th inning, picked up an RBI single with 2 down. He's had a 2-for-4 day, getting the start in right field here in the second game. Takes that one to left field. Cabrera, 2 down.
Oh, nice swing from Travis Snyder.
Melky talking to the folks as he backs onto the field. So Webb gets a couple of fly ball outs here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
A lot of good things happening the second game with the Orioles offense. Nice to see Travis Snyder, some good at bats, squaring them up. We talked about the bottom of the order. David Lowe picking up a couple hits. Flaherty a couple doubles. Clevenger, who was swinging so well in Triple-A, brings it right here. A couple hits in his first game. So good to see the hits getting on the board for this Orioles offense. Let's see if they can run with it for a while.
1 strike count. Brady's a walk in the first, scored, single in the 6th inning. 1 for 3 in the ball game. 1 for 7 in the doubleheader. 0-1 delivery to him outside. Adam Jones hoping to get another at bat in the ball game. And Buck Showalter hoping to get another win. We'll tell you about his numbers when we go to the 9th inning, managerial wise. Off the front of the Orioles dugout. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Tyler Wilson trying to learn from Chris Tillman. Been through a lot himself. Came over from Seattle, but I think the Orioles kind of consider him somebody that they've developed up through the system.
1-ball, 2-strike count. Brady's on a swing and a foul tip that was held on to. So that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning. Webb comes on, sets him down. Britton's going to try and do the same. The Orioles looking for a W. To you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick with you at Camden Yards. Orioles have a 6-3 lead, looking to split the doubleheader and in for a save.
Well, Zach Britton, the closer. And here, take a look at his pitch arsenal. At fastball 88% of the time, breaking ball 12%. Starting to flip that breaking ball in there more frequently, but the fastball, the dominating pitch, 2.45 earned run average, 12 saves in his 13 opportunities, 23 strikeouts, just 3 walks. Opponent sitting 237. Lefties just 77. Righties up to 271. One thing that's been really impressive about Zach Britton, not only the fact that he has that power fastball and he's closing out a lot of games, but the fact that he's really matured as a defender. I mean, fielding his position so well. Buck Showalter alludes to it time and time again. He made a big play in yesterday's ball game, so Zach Britton, well-rounded closer.
Sanchez is going to be the pinch hitter for Gillespie. You get a right-handed bat up there against Britton. Carlos Sanchez appeared in the first game, had an 0 for 4. So Sanchez, Soto, and Chuck are due up. And a swing and a miss on Zach's sinker. And quickly a 2-strike count. So Britton after the save to preserve the win for Mike Wright. And to pick up the Orioles' 22nd win of the year. And a split of this doubleheader, losing the first game 3-2. 0-2 count on Sanchez. Britton's delivery to him will just miss. Miguel Gonzalez, Nathan Carnes to open up the series tomorrow night against Tampa Bay. 6:30 O's extra, 7 o'clock for the ball game. Back into the division. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Sanchez slow roller. Manny Machado bouncer up and gets it.
Nice play by Manny. Making a tough play look really easy. Some subtle foot movement to get himself lined up for that ball, and then readjust the feet to get himself in good balance. A strong throw over.
Well, for Buck Showalter, if they can win this ball game, Buck is going to pick up his 1,281st win, which will tie him with Whitey Herzog for 35th on the all-time win list for managers. Soto will take the pitch down low. It'll also be his 399th win as an Oriole manager. He ranks fourth right now in Orioles wins as a manager, behind Earl Weaver, Paul Richards, and Hank Bauer. 1-0 count. Delivery on the way, and that is in there for a strike.
Pretty impressive stuff. Obviously what Buck Showalter's done in his career with other organizations, but really turning the Baltimore Orioles organization around from 14 years of losing to 3 consecutive winning seasons.
Towering fly ball. Snyder will get underneath it and wait for it. Soto is retired. Snyder with the catch, 2 down in the 9th. So the Orioles set to put one away here. Make Wright a winner, 2-0. Beck will take the loss in his major league debut. Britton will pick up a save. And the Orioles will have a big game 2. Alexei Ramirez will come on as a pinch hitter for Shuck. First doubleheader of the season for the Orioles, and they'd just as soon it be their last. Home plate umpire Clint Fagan took that one.
He's all right. Shakes it off.
Steve was going to go out to the mound to give him a break. Said, no, get back here.
Yeah, I'm good. Britton spiking the fastball. It's only about 95 miles an hour right off the kneecap. So we'll fill that one later on.
1-0 delivery by Britton. A roller down to third. It will stay foul. Manny Machado. Orioles spread out the production today offensively. Snyder an RBI, Jones, Davis, Clevenger, Hardy, Lowe, all contributing RBIs in this game. 6 runs, 13 hits for the Orioles offense, leaving 9 on base. A lot of chances. Great work with the bullpen. Drake, Brad Brock, O'Day, now Britton. They will have worked 4 innings of this game and given up nothing.
That's what they do. What they've been doing here recently. I mean, they are really settling in. I know Rick Dempsey's excited about the fact that Brad Brock, Darren O'Day, and Zach Britton came in. We were talking about them earlier. Those 3 guys are money on the back end of the bullpen.
1-2 delivery by Britton. Swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. And the Orioles come away in game number 2 with a 6-3 win over the White Sox and gain a split of this doubleheader. You see the final line, 6-13-0 the O's, 3-6-2 for the White Sox. After losing the opener 3-2, a nice comeback by the Orioles to get their 22nd win of the season. 6-3 the final.